Why is there something rather than nothing? Why is there a universe at all? Because if nothing were possible, it should have been the easiest state to get. No laws, no matter, no space, just silence. Yet here we are. Stars, galaxies, planets, minds. Not just minds bent on survival, but minds that can put a payload into orbit. Minds that look up at the stars and ask questions bigger than the universe. And that fact should haunt you. The answers offered throughout history fall into three camps. Some say the universe is eternal, that it has always existed in one form or another. But this simply pushes the question back. Eternal cycles are just an infinite chain of contingent events. Nothing in nature is eternal, and no evidence shows an infinite regress of causes. Others say the universe created itself from nothing. This is famously claimed by some, but smuggles in a hidden cause. Laws of gravity. Laws of quantum gravity are not nothing, and the quantum vacuum is teeming with activity. The third answer is that the universe is contingent, with a first cause. The simplest and most consistent with what we know. Everything that begins to exist has an explanation outside itself. The universe began to exist. Therefore, the universe has a cause beyond itself. An event with incredibly precise parameters that match what we observe in the cosmic inflation model. Have you noticed something? The first two answers try to avoid invoking anything beyond nature. But they quietly ask you to look away, to allow one miracle to pass, and promise that everything after will follow naturally. The miracle is smuggled as a universe that pops into existence, or one that cycles eternally, or infinite copies existing in a multiverse. Some accept this, just as dogmatists have always told us to take it on faith. Only this time with a new coat of paint. But even if we grant the third answer as the best start, it still leaves us with the next question. What caused the first cause? Or, why is there a first cause rather than nothing? To find out, let's go deeper, on a journey to nothingness. Start by imagining if there were no matter in the universe, no radiation, no light, no energy. Strip it down to empty space-time. Then remove that too. What would be left? Darkness? Not even that. Not even the thought of just being. And of course, no visuals can ever truly illustrate this. But here's the twist. The very state of nothing is already saying something true. It is saying, it is true that there is nothing. But that means truth exists, even if it affirms there is nothing. This reveals a paradox. A true nothingness would also include the absence of its own truth. But saying the word truth is just like saying truth exists. And if truth exists, then there is something. Truth cannot be erased. It cannot not be. It is the very essence of existence. There cannot be non-existence because of truth. This creates a dynamic tension. But one side dominates. Let's simplify. Zero is the absence of one, but zero is one in another sense. Zero is a number. Zero is a shape. Zero is the truth of absence. Even if zero represents nothingness, it is still a statement of truth. So this is why, absolute nothingness is not just physically impossible, it is conceptually impossible. At the primordial beginning, truth is an intrinsic fact, irreducible to absolute nothingness, self-existing. The essence of this truth was existence itself, such that non-existence would have been as inherently impossible as a square circle. And this description could fit nothing else but truth. But here's the next problem. Truth by itself is abstract. It does not move. It cannot act. And yet, we find ourselves in a universe that does move, does act, that gives birth to matter, energy, and minds like ours. So how did the simplest abstract reality give rise to a material universe? What breathed fire into the equations? What gave them something to describe? This is the gap mystery. From abstract truth to atoms, the mystery of becoming. And this is what we'll explore in the next episode